What's up, everybody? Great Lakes here. I'm back for the most part. Um, Give you an idea what happened these last few months. December 23rd, I was sick as can be, like a dog sick. Um, was able to go home from work. Took the vacation time off that we had, the Christmas break off. Um, January 3rd, was supposed to go back to work, but I was like really bad. I mean, it was even worse than before. And the boss, he wouldn't let me take the day, which I was still really bad. So through the process we have to do at work, I was sent for COVID testing and got my results at the end of the week, and it was negative. Probably some kind of bronchitis situation. All right. And then January 10th, I was due to go to court for the Sergeant Otis jaywalking, walking along the sidewalk kind of deal ticket. And I filed a motion for continuance because I'm still waiting for the body camera footage. Filled out a records request for it on September 2nd, October 27th, and November 2nd. November 2nd, I filed a subpoena. That has yet to be fulfilled. I called the clerks. They don't have anything on it. Called the prosecutor's office. They don't have anything on it. So still waiting for that. So called the clerk's office the morning of January 10th. Say, hey, I need a continuance. I filled it out. I filed it. Do I need to go to court? She's like, nope. If you filed it, it got pulled, and you'll be okay. So I got my confirmation that says I filed it. So according to the clerk at the courthouse, I don't have to come in. Well, I did have to go in because the judge denied the motion, and which means it didn't get pulled from the docket, and I have an open bench warrant for failure to appear. That'll get addressed. And here's why it hasn't been addressed yet. Later that day, I wasn't feeling good. Told my kids I was gonna lay down. I don't feel so good, and told my mom, called my daughter, my oldest daughter. Said, here's what's up. So they got home from school, and I was unresponsive and unconscious, and they said that I was purple. I was laying on the couch, just out of commission, basically. Called 911. They get there. They get me moving. I was, talking to them. It's all a fog. It was a fog for like 3 days. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I remember a couple of small little snippets of it, little moments of lucidity until the last day, and I was better for the most part. The kicker to all this is I'm seeing things in a weird way. So fast movements, bright lights with weird shadowing, like this light here isn't so bad because I have the weird shadowing, but the bright lights and the shadows and the way things change. It looks like everyone's in a pop-up book, so it looks like when I look at you and you move, your arm like kind of flies at me. It separates like a 3D movie, and it's very disorienting. Dizzy spells, massive migraines. I've been trying to figure out, I've wearing an eye patch because it feels like one eye is different than the other, and I finally got a diagnosis on it: vestibular ocular reflex dysfunction. What that is my eyes aren't moving. I try to do what I can see. My eyes, let's do it over here. Yeah, all right, here we go. Don't turn the same speed as my head, so they kind of play catch up. And what that does is that causes things to kind of separate the focus on them, so like the depth perception and things like that are off. Very disorienting, dizzy spells, massive migraines, nausea. It's pretty brutal. Just reading on a tablet or my phone or even sitting in my computer really messes with the head. So I can only do this for so long before I start to feel a little sick. Driving right around dusk and dawn, that light yet dark. Oh, no, I was just thinking about it. All right. So I've been doing a few things. I've talked with some people about some situations that are going on. One of them I was hoping to have resolved today. It was out in Genoa, Clay Township, Genoa, Ohio, which is like 20 minutes east of Toledo. I was hoping to get that resolved today, but that didn't happen. The chief wasn't in, and the supposed records officer, Sergeant Dunn, for the Clay Township Police Department, said he's going to refer everything that I have to the sheriff. Problem is, the sheriff seems to be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Unliked in his community, kind of maybe corrupt. I'm not I don't have all the details on it, but there have been multiple people that have had some issues with Chief Mitchell. One of them put signs up. I'm sorry. Put signs up on their on the front of in the front yard. Where'd it go? Let's see if I can find it here real quick. I had it right here. And doing so caught my attention. So what I did was I actually stopped and talked to the people that live there and gave them my information. Hopefully, hopefully they call back like they said they might. Hopefully they do. This was it's quite entertaining. I got a kick out of it. Let's see. Give me a second here. I'll pull it up for you. Three of them that we'll listen to, because the other two are just, there's more than that. Actually, I got like 30 more. Maybe 20 more. Of the same thing happened, just calling in and it's the chief. So let's listen. You'll see. They're not very polite.
Police.
Good afternoon. I'd like to make a public records request. Who do I speak to about that?
Okay. What you have to do is come to the police station, come to the front doors. There's some clipboards.
I'd like to make one. Either over email or on the phone.
Okay. What you have to do that, come into the...
No, that is incorrect. That's a violation of state law. Let me talk to the sergeant in charge, please.
Okay. Like I said, you got to come to the front.
That's a violation of state law. Let me talk to the sergeant in charge of it, please.
Penny, everybody. Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Hello?
What can I do for you?
I'd like to make a public records request in accordance with Ohio Revised Code. And what's the email address I can send it to?
An email?
Email, you can take it over the phone, however you want to do it.
We don't necessarily have an email that we use. We do it by paper. That way we can ensure you to get the proper information you're looking for.
Well, I've currently got COVID, and I'm pretty sure you don't want me to come in there to do it in person. So
I can give you a fax number. You can send a fax over.
I don't have access to a fax machine.
Okay. Well, we don't really do it via email. We don't have any way to track an email.
All right. I can give it to you over the phone. That's, in accordance with state law as well.
Okay, what are you looking for?
About dash cam footage from a traffic stop.
Okay, when was that? When would that have been?
Let me get the exact information for you real quick. I had it up here and I just knocked out of it. Just 1 second here. It was on January 16th.
Okay, did you receive a ticket for that?
A ticket was received for this.
Okay, what were you cited for?
It wasn't me that was cited. I'm just looking for the dash cam footage because the person that was cited is running into roadblocks and he doesn't know how to handle these situations. I do this all the time, so I would like to help him out.
Okay. What's their name?
I don't have to give you his name. On January 16th, Patrolman Tristan Genoa made a stop at the Stop and Go on 51 in Clay Township at 1:30 p.m.
Well, like I said, you're going to have to come with, that front door's open. There's nobody going to be here. If you want to come in and put a request for that in, then you're welcome to do so.
I don't want to go up to Genoa. I don't live in Genoa. I don't live in the area. That's not a close drive for me. I would like to do this in accordance with state law, which is any form of communication.
I'm not going to sit here and have you quote me state law. I'm trying to tell you.
Then why are you violating state law?
I am not.
I do not have to come in and do it in person.
The information you request is fully gotten to you. There is a form that we ask you to fill out to ensure the proper information you get.
Is the form available online?
No, it is
No.
available in the front lobby. It's open all the time.
So, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be an asshole about this, but I am sick with COVID. All 5 members of my household have COVID. I don't feel like driving. I don't want to drive, and I don't have to drive. I can do it over the phone, any form of communication, verbal, written, or electronic. So, would you please write down my request to ensure that I get it? You guys fill out traffic incidents. You fill out.
Okay, what are you looking for?
All right, I want the dash cam footage for the traffic stop performed by Patrolman Tristan Genoa
Okay.
on January 16th at 1:30 p.m. at the stop and go on 51 in Clay Township.
We don't have a stop and go out here.
He was correct. It was a Sunoco.
He might be wrong about what it was, but January 16th at 1:30 p.m. with Kuzno.
Okay.
And can I get your name, please?
You said 1:30?
Yes, sir. Approximately 1:30 p.m. on the 16th.
Okay. And what's your name?
I'm remaining anonymous.
Well, how am I supposed to get you what
You can
want?
you can email me the information if you would like.
Okay, what's an email?
Great Lakes Audits.
Spell it.
GreatLakesAudits
ITS.
at gmail.com. Great Lakes, like the Great Lakes, audits plural at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll
And
see what I can find.
can I get your name, please, sir?
I'd like to write Renee.
Hang up number 2 after the second time asking for his name. Oh, why'd I have to make such a long email address? It's blah, 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 blah. Alright. And then I believe this is the next one. Did. Yep.
Whose is this? Whose is this?
Mine.
Get off me.
Yes, I'm sorry, I don't think you heard me. Can I get your name, please, sir?
Sergeant Dunn.
Sergeant Dunn?
Yep.
And then can I get the name of the woman that hung up on me, please?
Or she didn't hang up on you.
Oh, she hung up on me.
I don't think so.
I record my phone calls. I can prove it to you, sir. I can email you a copy of it if you would like.
It's Penny.
Penny?
Yes.
And does she have an ID number?
All you need is her name.
All right. I'd like to make one more request. Actually, 2 more requests, please, sir.
What's up?
I'd like to get a copy of your policies and procedures handbook.
Right. You know what? Hang on. You've reached the desk of Chief Terry Mitchell. I'm unable to take your call at the moment, so please leave your name and number. Return the call as soon as I can.
Please record
It is. Hold on.
message
Here's why.
When you are finished, please hang up or touch
Yeah,
pound for
yeah.
more options.
Hi, Chief. I'd like to I've tried making a public records request with Penny. She hung up on me. Then Sergeant Dunn was trying to force me in person in there, and it's state law says I can do it over the phone, any kind of form of communication, verbal, written, electronic, whatsoever. So he eventually listened and took my request. And then I asked for his name, and he hung up. Thinking he didn't hear me, I called back, got his name and Penny's name. Then I asked to make further requests, and he transferred me to you. I thought Sergeant Dunn was the one in charge of public records requests. So, could you please call me back? Actually, you know what? Email me when you get this. My email is greatlakesaudits@gmail.com. Sergeant Dunn has this as well. Great, GREATLAKES AUDITS @gmail.com. Great Lakes Audits @gmail.com, and I would love to communicate with you over email. I've got COVID. My whole house has COVID. We're sick, and this is actually bothering me to make the phone call. So it hurts my throat. So if you could please, sir, email me, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'm going to be requesting the policies and procedures handbook for the police department, as well as Sergeant Dunn and Penny's personnel files. Thank you, sir.
And that's all the audio. So that's everything. Everything pertinent. Now, there's a bunch more calls. Just go right to voicemail. Just doing the same thing. You know, I'm going to leave a voicemail. I'll leave a voicemail. But remember something that the sergeant said? There's no way to keep track of it by email. They want everything, you know, on paper so they can keep track of it. Last I understood, you could print out emails. So if someone emails you a request, you can print it out and keep it filed, right? Which means that they don't have, sounds like they don't have a email address either, right? Well, let's see here. Let's see if they do. Let's see if they do. Wow, that's a lot. Whoops. I want to show you. Where is it at? Whoops. If I could type properly. Watch this. Ready, guys? You ready? What does this say right here? Oops. Whoa, moving it around. My bad. What does this say right here? Looks like it says Clay Township Police Records to me. So they couldn't email it. So it was on a DVD and ready for pickup. To their credit, they didn't charge me for the DVD. I appreciate that. But this right here, they have an email address. So, I mean, it says not to respond to this. Well, I did. I said thank you very much. Let's see if any of this works. So I'm going to be asking for all the email records for this email address. See what happens. Because it's not hard to write it down. I mean, it wasn't a lot. January 16th, 1:30 p.m. on 51 at the gas station with Officer Kuzno. Dashcam footage. So, to his credit, he did write it down. He didn't do like Penny, just hang up on me and try and force me. He did, you know, what they're trained to do out there, obviously. And that's ignore the general public and state law. So I'm asking for their full training records on the Sunshine Law, which states in Ohio Revised Code that there must be training done for persons that are responsible for keeping the records and administering public records request returns and things of that nature. Went through this with the sheriff's office in Lucas County with Lynette. So it's not the first time that I've hit this roadblock, and it's not going to be the last. But to their credit, they didn't charge me for the DVD. So driving out there cost me enough. More than the price of a DVD. So that's it, guys. That's what we got. The Clay Township Police Department says they don't have an email they can use to keep track of this stuff. But yeah, the Clay Township Police Records at gmail.com is an actually, records at claytownshippolice.org. Records at claytownshippolice.org. That sounds like a really legit email, you know? Kind of curious as to why they would tell me that. But, you know, when you got a chief that gets this kind of response from the public, what do you expect out of his underlings, his minions, his people? Clay Township deserves better. Genoa is a wonderful town. I've had family that lived out in Genoa I still have family in Genoa. Wonderful town. The people are great. Schools are great. The policing out there is ridiculous, though. Clay Township police are terrible. Well, guys, it's Great Lakes Audits. I'm back in action. I got some good stuff coming. I got a massive one coming that all right, 91 pages of typed out timeline information of documented harassment, corruption, theft, collusion, civil rights violations, state and federal laws being violated. I mean, so much stuff. Judges acting inappropriately, making phone calls to people at home after court is over, outside of normal hours, a judge making a call to someone saying, do not come here again, do not interact with my staff, just for asking questions. And all this is documented on recordings and video and paperwork. The paper trail on this is the evidence in this is absolutely astounding. I am impressed. All this goes back to 2017, so this is 5 years of information that this family has, what they've been going through. And those 91 pages isn't even everything. Stuff's still happening. Stuff just happened Friday, so today's Monday, so 3 days ago. I mean, there's so much stuff. I'll get it out as soon as possible, guys. Probably gonna break it down on the Road and Tow show. I've already talked to Tow about it, sent him the information, the basic information like the outline. So be looking forward to that. I'm on the panel for the Road and Tow show on occasion, and I think it's a good spot to let it out there. You'll see names like Big Man Audits, Tow for Life, Road Dog Media, NC Tyrant Hunter, trying to think, Heather Holt. There's a lot of people that come on there, so definitely something that is worth checking out. You know, look into it. And this is going to be huge. 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, around 9-10 p.m. Eastern, roughly. It just depends on availability of people, but some pretty good stories. Look at Friday's show and the abuse that this individual received out in Knightstown, Indiana. Guy asking for help. He just wanted some help, and he ends up getting tased in the face, face smashed in the trunk and dashboard, choked with a seatbelt, all with his hands handcuffed behind his back. Not attacking anyone, sitting in the car. He might be fidgeting, trying to get his cuss in front of him. The man asked for help. He wasn't a criminal. So it seems, it's a consensual encounter when he's done nothing wrong. Asking for help, it's a consensual encounter. So for him to be kidnapped and then abused is ridiculous. Go check that out. I'll get the description going for this. I'll have the link for that video and that video itself and the Road and Tow show in the description of this one as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking with me, all 3,500 of you, almost 3,500 of you. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. It's me, guys. I'm back. So thank you. And as always, take care of yourself and each other. See ya.